Hello and welcome to Weekly Election News. We keep you updated with the recent events with the last week. The first major event of the past week was a signed memorandum between the Central Election Commission and the authorized representative of the Oliy Majlis of the Republic of Uzbekistan for Human Rights. In accordance with the document, the sides will collaborate in order to sustain rights of the citizens and exchange information and hold trainings. The memorandum includes issues of strengthening safeguards for the protection of political rights and legitimate interests of citizens, control over the application of legislative acts when considering citizens' appeals to state bodies, and ensuring the principle of the supremacy of the rights of candidates. Parties, in accordance with their powers, will cooperate with state bodies in raising awareness of political human rights with the general public, including legal documents regarding voting rights, joint monitoring of military units, places of detention and prisons, where polling stations will be organized for the provision of monitoring to ensure the electoral rights of people with disabilities, joint consideration of appeals of voters, candidates and the adoption of relevant legal decisions, as well as preventing cases of violation. The memorandum signed by the parties plays an important role in the implementation of the month of propaganda of the electoral law, in particular to further increase the effectiveness of work to clarify the latest innovations in the electoral code, the significance of the regulatory documents, as well as clarifying the rights and freedoms of citizens. The current election campaign has many distinctive features, starting from the new electoral code, the number of candidates of political parties, to holding a month of propaganda of the electoral law. Aside from that, past those days when training sessions would often take place in a large auditorium with 300–400 people, mainly members of the district or regional election commissions, 2 to 3 hours long and boring lectures. There are various events such as contests on a topic "My voice is for future of my motherland" held in Fergana. I'm ready for elections in Bukhara, Andijan and Nukus cities organized by the Central Election Commission together with the Youth Union of Uzbekistan. Also, I have to mention that the one at the Tashkent State Law University. But perhaps one of the most memorable events was in the youth camp in the Bostanlik district of Tashkent region. On October 29th, as part of the visit of Shanghai Cooperation Organization, Secretary General Vladimir Norov met with the chairman of the Central Election Commission. During the conversation, the Secretary General expressed gratitude for the participation of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization representatives in the elections as observers, and also informed about the work done to attract leading experts to monitor important political process in Uzbekistan. This year's election differentiating characteristic is their planning based on a code that has opened a new page in the national election system. This information was provided to Shanghai Cooperation Organization's Secretary General Vladimir Norov by the Central Election Committee's Chairman Mirzaulugbek Abdusalomov. The code has over 30 new norms and rules. Previously existing limitations were deleted. According to the Shanghai Cooperation Organization Secretary General, in the upcoming election process at the end of the year, a group of observers representing leading international structures will participate. Today, Uzbekistan, as a permanent member of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, takes an active role in the discussion of goals and tasks set by the agenda. That's why it was stated the sides are interested in the country's democratically based elections. At the meeting, several examples were brought up detailing changes in election law. For the first time, an electronic list of around 20.6 million voters has been formed. The group of observers is joined by the representatives of citizens' self-governance bodies. And there is more. The attendees spoke of the fact that when the election code was developed, the experience of over 50 countries was studied. Recommendations and suggestions from experts was included. One more important issue is the constant protection of citizens' voting rights, one of the Central Election Commission's main tasks. Information was provided about efforts in this regard. As was noted by Deputy Chair of the Central Election Commission, Mahmoud Istamov, this year, all the conditions for voting will be created for our citizens living abroad. Previously, only those Uzbeks who were officially registered at the consular mission did have a right to give a voice. According to reliable information, 2.5 million Uzbek citizens are in foreign countries at the moment, including 2 million in Russia. From now on, permanent or temporary residents of Uzbekistan can apply to polling stations abroad or register on the official website of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and take part in an election. These and other relevant issues were included on the agenda of the regular meeting of the Central Election Commission.
At diplomatic and other representations of the Republic of Uzbekistan in foreign countries, polling stations are formed by the Central Election Commission on the proposal of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of the Republic of Uzbekistan. Polling stations are formed no less than 60 days before the elections. As a rule, with a number of at least 20 and no more than 3,000 voters. Permanent or temporary residents of Uzbekistan can receive comprehensive answers regarding the elections 2019 by calling the Central Election Commission helpline. In addition, one can get information through the mobile application Election 2019. During the event, the political advisor of the ambassador of the Republic of Uzbekistan to the People's Republic of China, Nuruddin Ubaidullayev, through direct video conferencing, informed about the organization of polling stations in China. According to the ambassador, to date, 845 citizens of Uzbekistan are registered in the diplomatic and consular missions of the Republic of Uzbekistan in the People's Republic of China, in accordance with the decision of the Central Election Commission on the organization and conduct of month of propaganda of the electoral law. Meetings are held among young people, various educational institutions and labor collectives.
By the way, the month of propaganda is on an active stage. On November the 1st, another seminar was organized by the Republican Center for Spirituality and Enlightenment, jointly with the Marifat community, together with the Central Election Commission on True Election Patriotism. My colleague has more.
It was attended by the members of the Republican Center of Spirituality and Enlightenment, the Republican Society of Propagandists, Marifat, the Central Election Commission, as well as the faculty of the Tashkent State Law University. Elections are the main form of citizen participation in the management of public and state affairs, an important political event that serves to ensure the realization of their political rights, free expression of will. So what is the level of knowledge of our citizens about the electoral law? So according to a survey by the Ijtimoiy Fikr Public Opinion Research Center, about 80% of respondents are interested in political processes in the country. 75% of our compatriots are aware of when the elections to the Legislative Chamber of Ali Majlids and local Kengashs of People's Deputies will be held. On December the 22nd this year, it is expected that 22,600,000 voters will participate in this political event, who will come to the polling station and cast their vote to fulfill their constitutional duty. And one more fact, the result of studies: when asked whether one personally take part in the elections on December the 22nd, 79.7% of respondents answered yes, of course. Indeed, on this day they will cast their vote for the future of motherland, its future rapid progress. Conducting the month of propaganda of the electoral law from October the 20th to November the 20th, in the framework of which propaganda and campaigning events are held throughout the country among the general population, including women, youth, especially those who will vote for the first time, veterans, people with disabilities, military personnel in labor collectives and NGOs, will increase the level of their political knowledge and will serve as an active participant in the elections. The initiative has already managed to demonstrate its relevance and timeliness. Seminar participants exchanged views on conducting propaganda events in mahallas and villages, including remote ones, based on clear life examples. To this end, appropriate measures are taken in all organizations, during which the legal culture of employees is improved and briefings are held on generally recognized international principles and standards and the best practices of developed countries.
The main foreign media outlets are closely watching the pre-election campaign in Uzbekistan. Analytical materials, short notes, interviews in various foreign mass media inform about innovations in the electoral legislation of Uzbekistan. For example, Itartas prepared a detailed material on the election in Uzbekistan. Xinhua news agency regularly informs billions of people about the preparation of elections in Uzbekistan. Bear in mind that all the necessary information related to a clear picture of the event is presented on the updated official website of the Central Election Commission, elections.uz. Our time has come to an end, and have a good weekend. That's all for now.